let's talk about reasonable adjustments with banning mobile phones from schools, because actually there are a certain amount of school or college or sixth form pupils who have disabilities, have diagnosable mental health conditions, which mean that actually as part of their legal entitlement to reasonable adjustments, they should or may need access to a mobile phone. There will be a case by case basis for pupils with social and emotional difficulties, depending on the nature of their needs for using a mobile phone. But I wanted to make sure that we discussed kind of the key points with thinking about what these reasonable adjustments could look like. So, the first point is that a reasonable adjustment is unlikely to lead to a pupil having access to a mobile phone all of the time. There are some exceptions. We could be talking about pupils who maybe have got a heart monitor or a blood sugar level monitor on, and so they might need access to a phone constantly. But generally speaking, reasonable adjustments are unlikely to lead to a pupil having access to their phone full time. Second point is that actually, whatever reasonable adjustments you make about access to a mobile phone or a mobile device, they need to be practical. Saying to a pupil, or arranging for a pupil to go to their head of year to access their phone, but actually their head of year is permanently in meetings, or isn't in school, or isn't available, or they can't get into their room, then it's not a practical arrangement. So you need to have some kind of system for practical arrangements for pupils who, because of reasonable adjustments, are allowed to access mobile phones. For them having practical access. My third point is actually make sure that when you do make a reasonable adjustment to allow for use of a mobile phone, record it. Make sure it is recorded. If the pupil is on the SEND register, then actually make sure as part of their individual plans it's recorded on there. If, for example, we're talking about a pupil who's in care, a child who's in care or looked after, and it's part of that process, it's really important to make sure that you have recorded the use or the reasonable adjustments to enable them to access their mobile phones. Our fourth point is not dissimilar to my first point actually, but actually minimise access to the mobile. So it's not just about whenever they need it. And for some pupils, that will absolutely be appropriate that it's whenever they need it. But also, I am very conscious, as probably are you, of young people who, if you give them access whenever they need it, will have 5 different reasons why they need it all of the time. Or why they need to, leave class and go down to the head of year or wherever the phone is, in order to be able to access it. And so we do need to be practical. Again, kind of a common theme, but we do need to be conscious of not making it unlimited access. Actually, being a little bit structured as much as you can, allowing for individual needs, but being a bit structured and minimising that. This is important not just because of them, but it's also about how other people perceive that use as well. I mean, we could be talking about adults, we could be talking about the community, but we can also be talking about other pupils. And so my next point is actually we need to be conscious of a reasonable adjustment to enable access to a mobile phone should not lead to bullying. They shouldn't be made to feel special or to be made to feel like an outcast. They shouldn't be made to be in a position where actually that they could be victimised because their needs mean that they access a mobile phone. But likewise, they shouldn't be in a position where actually they can go and use their mobile phone in order to bully others, and intimidate others, or to use it, use it as a threat, or almost a blackmail, or they can even potentially barter. Oh yeah, well I can send that message to so and so if you do such and such for me, or if you give me some money. So we need to be monitoring the use of those mobile phones. You're not monitoring what they're actually doing on the mobile phone, but we need to be monitoring that, just being conscious of what is that wider impact, what's the interpersonal impact of the use of the mobile phone. And my final point is, if you haven't already, go back and revisit your policy around mobile phone usage to make sure that it caters for different reasonable adjustments, and that you say that your list is not exhaustive. Your examples of reasons that pupils might need to access their mobile phone, make sure that you say that that list is not exhaustive. So I hope that's been useful. Please do get in touch if you've got any queries, you want any advice, any guidance. Please do get in touch, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.